1, 2, 3. Hey y'all. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey y'all, it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're gonna be testing out the new Lethal Cosmetic Velvet Dusk palette. Okay, so this is what the outside packaging looks like. It did come with the sleeve that has all of the shade names on back of it. And this is cruelty-free and vegan and has a 24-month shelf life. So I ordered this from Lethal's website. It retailed for $47. There is a little slip to protect the shadows. And then on the mirror, it says, "Don't be afraid to color outside the lines." I don't want to flash at y'all and blind y'all. But again, there are 12 beautiful shades in here, and I really like Lethal's formula. Angelica Nyquist, Teresa's Dead, Karen Harris have all turned me on to this brand because seeing them play with their singles was amazing. But I am not much of a single eyeshadow person. So when Lethal did their first palette, which is a collaboration with the YouTuber Jolene. She's a German beauty YouTuber. I don't know anything about it because she does do German videos. I had to purchase it, and this is a great palette. And then they came out with the After Dark palette, and that's what this one looks like. Another beautiful bright palette. So I love both of those, so I was excited to be able to purchase this one. And again, it released on Black Friday. We're gonna grab my Minnie Mouse ears. Again, you can't really see them because the camera angle, but we're gonna swatch it first and then we will go into a look. Now, I do like that Lethal's palettes, you can bend them all the way back. So we're gonna swatch first, and again, there are 12 shades. So the first shade is Limbo. And if you want to know the shade names, you do have to keep the outer sleeve because unless you poke the shadows out, which you can. So you can customize your palette to your needs. It's kind of like the Natasha Denona. Then we have Covet. You will need to keep the packaging, and their mattes are so darn pigmented and soft. That's Runaway and Deceit. So we've got Limbo, Covet, Runaway, Deceit. Isn't that deep navy so pretty? Now again, that deep navy didn't swatch the best, but for me, I've said this 100 times, that I don't care how shadows swatch, you know. Sometimes they swatch poorly and still perform beautifully. That is my main concern. So then we have Hollow, Inertia, that's a beautiful color, Esteem, and Revolve. That's pretty. So we've got Hollow, Inertia, Esteem, Revolve. Look at that shade, the Revolve shade. It is definitely at least a duochrome, and it may be a trichrome. Now, it isn't the insane flip that you see from Cleona, but it is still beautiful. So I can definitely see that it has some other colors in the base. So next up we have Lithium. That is a beautiful taupe metallic. It is a unique shade to my collection. Then we have Cryptic. You know me and my greens. Man, I want that on my eyeballs. Then we have Undone and Corrosion. So there's Lithium. That's pretty. Cryptic. Love that color. Undone and Corrosion. So there's 12 shades. They're so pretty. Okay, so now we gotta figure out what we're going to do as an eye look. Y'all know, whenever I come in to do an eye look, I don't really plan a lot of it out. I just kind of play. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep it more purpley plum or if I want to go more nude grunge. I don't know. Okay, so I've already primed my eyes with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base in Fair. Because anytime I do like colorful looks, I like to have a little bit of a lighter base, and this is one of my favorites to work with. Okay. Gotta make sure the eye tapes are even. These are the e.l.f. eye tapes. I use these constantly too. This is just an IT Cosmetics brush. It's what I use to blend out my eye primer, but it's creasing in my lid, but that's because of my eyes and not because of the primer. So I think I want to go very mustardy grungy today. I think that's what I'm wanting to do. Okay, so first off, I think I'm gonna dip into the shade Esteem, that mustard color. And we're gonna use that kind of as our transition shade. And this is a BK Beauty 201 brush. Y'all know I use these all the time. See how that pigment just lays down? Now it is pulling a little bit more brownie on my eye instead of mustard. But I mean, it does look a lot like what's in the pan. So I'm concentrating most of that pigment on the outside and then slightly dragging it in because I don't want to have too much color on the inside. Because I think I might use that lime green as my lid shade, and I think I want that to be the star of the show because it is such a pretty color. And y'all know I'm a sucker for a green look. That is so, so pretty. So, so pretty. See how easily that just blended out? I mean, my goodness. You can't beat that with a stick. Okay, so next I'm gonna grab a BK Beauty 205, which is a little bit denser and it's small and fluffy, but it has a good angle to it. And we're gonna go into the shade Runaway, which is that army green kind of color. And I want to use that as more of my defined crease. So one thing I'm kind of doing is just kind of gently packing it in there, because sometimes when I don't want to bring a color too far forward, packing it in there like that helps without, you know, getting it caught in my eye wrinkles. Because, you know, my eyes are not young anymore. I wish they were, but you know, it is what it is. You know. Okay. See how pretty that is? And it's making it that grunge. So I'm just taking the 201 and lightly blending over the edges. Because as I said, I want to keep most of the drama to the outside. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, this is a BK Beauty 206, which is more of just that dense fluffy. And we're going to go into the shade right here, which is Hollow, which is more of that dirty brown. Well, I guess brown is considered more of a dirty color anyway. And we're gonna keep that just on the outer edge. And I'm just kind of tapping it on. because as I said, I want a good grungy look. I did bright yesterday, or no, yesterday was more of a nude look. I did bright the day before. I swap out eye looks so often, and grunge looks are always my favorite. Okay, so next up, I'm going to take some of the Too Faced glitter glue, and we're going to apply that on the lid. And I actually might do 2 colors on the lid, so that way I can test out a few more shades. We shall see. I'm grabbing, this is the ColourPop E3. It's just a little flat brush, which is what I always use to spread out my glitter glue. I almost applied too much, which happens from time to time. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this one, which is Revolve, and we're gonna pick that up and put it on the outer half of the eye. Now, the thing is with Lethal Cosmetics, they have a beautiful matte formula. Their shimmers are not the ultra, like, sparkly shimmers that I tend to love, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy their formula a whole lot. So as you can see, I'm just kind of patting that all over the back half of my eye. Making sure to keep it even on both sides. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that off to make sure it's a little clean, and then we're gonna go into the lime green, which is Cryptic. Oh yeah. And I do a lot of two-tone lid looks because shimmers are one of my favorite things to play with. Y'all know I love a good shimmer formula like nobody's business. Look how pretty that is. And I'm just kind of fading the two together. Making sure it's even. Now I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty 201 again and just go over the edges to make sure it's blended and not harsh. And then I'll probably add a little bit more pigment on the lid. There we go. Okay. We're gonna take with my finger and add in, you see how that just brightened it back up? But I want it to be more messy. You know what I mean? I love a good messy eye look. And then we're gonna grab Cryptic again. Oh, that's so pretty. You see how much just adding that back in does? But I don't want to add it back in with the brush, because then that way, if I use the brush, then it will be a little bit too much. Okay, so I need a tiny little fluffy brush. This is the Sigma E30, so it's like a little pointed pencil brush. And I'm gonna go into, we're gonna go into Corrosion. And almost do like a little bit of a liner situation to really kind of grunge out and if you're terrible at winged eyeliner like I am, because yeah, I am, doing it like this gives you a little bit more control and freedom with it. You see how that kind of just added a little something? And then I take and just kind of grab it and fade it in. Make sure it's not too harsh, because I like it where it is softly blended. Okie dokie. So that is the top eye look for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and talk about my thoughts on the palette. Okie dokie, so I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette in Diffused Edit. This came from Ulta. I didn't see these at Sephora, but I picked this up because I liked the color of the blush, which is Euphoric Fusion. This is Diffused Light and then Luminous Bronze Light. So I used all three of the powders in there. And then I used this shade, which is Lithium, as my highlight. Doesn't that look pretty? And then on my lips, I used the Gerard Cosmetics lip pencil in Underground, which is like a cool tone brown. And then I used just a lip gloss, which was the Celine lip gloss from Lunar Beauty. So all in all, beautiful look. I also used Showdown, which is like the navy blue liner by Manny MUA, or by ColourPop. Why did I say Manny MUA? You know, it's been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks. It's been one of those months. It's been one of those years. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab, this is the BK Beauty 203, and I want to dip into, or no, this is 205. I want to dip into the navy blue shade, which is called Deceit. And we're gonna run that under our lower lash line, because y'all know I love a good colorful lash line. And I love a good, like, just real deep kind of lash line situation. So this is the 201 I used above, and I'm just kind of going over the edge just to make sure it's nice and blended before I add in another color, because I do want to add in a little something else. So I'm gonna grab, this is a BK Beauty 204, which is a really kind of dense brush, and we're gonna go into the shade Inertia, which is that teal. And I want to add that, see how that adds a little bit of brightness? Mainly to the inner corner, which I'm still gonna inner corner highlight, but I just want to make this a little bit fun. I mean, well, I think it's a fun look anyway. But you can kind of see what I mean by my homemade winged eyeliner. You can make it harsh or you can make it softer, but for me that is the only way I can do winged eyeliner, because I am, in case you're wondering, blind in my right eye. I said that before, but you know, this is about as intricate of an eye look as I get. So I'm gonna grab, this is the BK Beauty 207, which is a pencil brush. We're gonna go into the shade Limbo up here at the top. Picks up nicely on the brush. And we're gonna add that to our inner corner. See how that just adds that pop? I mean, that is just a lot of pop. And add the tiniest bit to our brow bone to bring up some height, because, you know, things aren't standing as tall as they used to. Okay, again, going in with the same BK Beauty 201, making sure everything is blended out. That looks super duper pretty. And let's add some mascara. Okay, where is my mascara? Cannot find anything on this table today. Okay. Add a little bit of mascara. And we are done. So, all in all, I love the look. I think it is so unique. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at myself in the monitor, if you're wondering what I'm looking at, to kind of judge it, because, you know, looking at yourself in the monitor versus looking at yourself in real life are two different things. But when I look in the monitor, I see what you're seeing. Okie dokie. So let's talk about Velvet Dusk. Okay, I think this palette is absolutely gorgeous. I am so happy that I have this in my collection. I can't even explain, because I mean, the mattes in here are so perfectly grungy. I mean, I just can't get over it. Like, and they mix well together. You can make something really dark and sultry, or you can add a little bit of like the lime green to make it fun, but it still has that grungy edge. So I am super excited to have this palette in my collection. I would definitely recommend it all day long. The Lethal formula is amazing. Their mattes are so good. And the thing is, even if you don't want this palette or any of their other pre-made palettes, they have so many single shadows, it's not even funny. See, but my problem with single shadows is, and this is why I really don't mess with them, is because I want to order them all. I can't, like, what do you say whenever, I cannot think of the word, when you kind of bring things down, pare it down, condense, I guess you would say. I mean, I like an overabundance of everything, as you can see, and I want all of their single shadows, but I will settle for buying all of their palettes. But I mean, again, this is stunning, and especially for $47, that is absolutely amazing. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon, that will notify you when I post new videos, which for the month of December, I'm trying to post a new one every day. So I guess that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.